It won't be long until ARMS releases on the Switch. During the last Nintendo Direct, we were given its release date of June 16th and a brand new character in the form of Min Min. And yet, we haven't had the chance to let the old analysis machine look everything over. Unfortunately, we still can't put everything through the analysis process, but we do want to take a closer look at the newest character revealed, Helix. Let's see what secrets and hidden details this gooey fighter is hiding. Before we get to Helix though, we also want to talk about his home stage. There are 6 large tubes lined along the center, and each one contains another Helix. However, these don't seem to be fully formed, or at the very least, haven't been given the electronic visor that creates Helix's eyes. We also see what his hands normally look like when not exchanged for the different gloves known as arms. According to Nintendo's Twitter, Helix was created by Arms Laboratories Inc., and it doesn't seem to be mad science as fans are cheering outside the arena. The Helix fans are all sporting t-shirts with his symbol and replicas of his goggles and top knot. Arms Laboratories must be geniuses. Make a new fighter and then merchandise the heck out of them. We can see even more fans in the gallery on the right side, while below them are stacks of books near a blank monitor, further indicating that this is likely the titular Arms Laboratory. Interestingly, there are busts and portraits among the fans. Could these characters actually appear in the game in some way? Moving on to another scene, we can see the ceiling, which is lined with pipes and every wall is filled with shelves of books. We're not sure if we'll ever get an answer, but is this lab underground or underwater? The last thing to note about the stage is that punching the tubes does create a crack in the glass, indicating that they can be destroyed. And while we don't see it actually happen, there is a moment where one of the tubes is gone, meaning it must have been broken. But what happened to the Helix inside? Does he escape? Is he captured? Could he do something to the fighters? We're honestly not sure what might happen. But let's talk about the Jelly Man himself. Helix's arms consist of DNA strands that are in constant motion, which is quite fitting since his name is DNA Man in Japan. The most striking thing about Helix is just how he moves. His motions flow smoothly, making it difficult to pin him down, which is by design. According to Nintendo, he shrinks by dashing and stretches out when jumping, throwing off an opponent's aim. Helix can do more than that though. We see him use his stretchiness to cover a wide area and safely stay behind one of the tubes. In fact, it provides an idea of just how wide his range is. But this process also seems rather slow, which may be his weakness. In fact, we do see the after effect of Helix actually taking a hit. Mechanica is in the background while Helix collapses into a puddle of goo with his feet sticking up in the air. It's just a fun way of showing how malleable he really is, and his special ability does the same. We see him use this to dodge a flurry of incoming punches and then dash forward for his own double punch that covers Springman in exploding jelly to win the match. Let's talk about that move, specifically the point where Springman is covered in jelly. It doesn't come from Helix himself, but rather the arms he's equipped with. We're provided a good look at them and they seem contained by a device similar to Helix's goggles. They even have the same kind of straps that are around his chest. Maybe these allow him to keep his body together, and without them he would drip away in the open air. We don't know for sure, but we do see that these arms have a jelly-like consistency to them, and this is exactly what makes them so special. When Helix punches Master Mummy in the head with one, it leaves behind a jelly bubble over the mummy's head, very likely decreasing his visibility and chances of dodging. We'd presume that this would only happen if punched in the head though, requiring accuracy for those who choose this arm. But this bubble allows Helix to hit with his other arm, which also appears to be new and resembles more of a shield. That's pretty much how it works too. We see that Helix is able to keep this shield in front of him for quite a while without retracting it. This allows the player to protect themselves during this time and, surprisingly enough, even attack after all that. It doesn't appear to be a massive hit, but definitely enough to throw your opponent off. Finally, this shield may provide a hint to what another character in the game may be. We've seen in the past that while the different characters can use any arm combination, they seem to have a namesake weapon like Min Min and her dragon fists, or the gooey gloves, for lack of a better term, and Helix. And speaking of Helix, he was one of the 4 characters hinted at in the previous trailer by eagle-eyed viewers. So that leaves us with at least 3 possibilities for who the shield could be associated with. We're given a better look at it, and its design seems influenced by maybe the Incan or Mayan culture. That means the robot likely isn't a fit, which leaves the girl and the figure with only the eyes visible. Of the two, we think the girl is a better match, if only because of her fanciful eyelashes and mask. It's a stretch, but maybe she's inspired by Mexican wrestling? We're honestly mostly guessing at this point. And that's everything we could find in Helix's reveal trailer. Arms is looking to be a very unique fighting game with loads of personality in its characters. Even just the way Helix moves keeps it interesting. We're looking forward to whatever Nintendo reveals next of Arms as we quickly approach its release. Of course, if we missed anything, let us know in the comments. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to keep up with everything we do. Thanks for watching, and make sure to stay tuned to GameXplain for more on Arms and other things gaming.